and enjoy the sound of the chime punctuating the airwaves and entering consciousness. Welcome, everyone. This is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators of the Spokane Sangha. It is such a joy to be here today. I'm rifling through my cards of metta, and I'd like to share one with you today as a way of setting the intention for our practice. These are these little paintings I make, and then on the back I write sentiments of metta, loving kindness, one of the limitless qualities we cultivate in our practice. This one reads, "May your stumbles reveal new sights. May your stumbles reveal new sights." Oh, Lo's asking me to do the chime again. May your stumbles reveal new sights. So lovely. So lovely to think about putting into context stumbles and wobbles, slips and trips as opportunities, painful as they may be, bewildering and confusing, as also opportunities to gain new sights, new insights. Happy March 1st, everyone. We are going to begin a new practice for the month of March. And this is a meditative practice many of you may have already heard of. It's called Vipassana. And Vipassana is simply a method of meditation that is deep looking. And the way that I would like to share it with you and construct the practice is by bringing forward a single word and all of its conditions and context and causes, and invite your own wise mind, your own wise hearts to open to this word, to get curious about this word. Because I'd also like to invite, as part of our Vipassana deep looking practice, to remember its opposite. One of the things about the middle way and the practice of Buddhism is to learn to dance these pairs of opposites all the time. We're always dancing between one and the other. And together, pairs of opposites coming together make the whole of who we are. So even in the context of stumbling, we stumble. That's a part of who I am. As a matter of fact, I live on a farm. I wear Dansko clogs, much to the dismay of my orthopedist. And I twist my ankle on a regular basis because my farm is uneven and rocky. And so I stumble constantly. And I also have the capacity to walk assuredly. And both aspects of walking make the whole of me. Today's word, friends, is clarity. Clarity. When we take time to deeply look at something, the invitation is to couple that deep looking, that inward gazing, with the breath. It helps to anchor the mind a little bit because the mind has a lot of habit energy of wandering and skipping along and doing its own thing, thinking about food and craving and the to-do list. And so sometimes when we bring forward the breath to anchor the mind and the body, it helps us look with more wise concentration. It helps create conditions of wise mindfulness, two of the aspects of the Noble Eightfold Path. So let's breathe together. Breathing in clarity. Breathing out. What comes up for you? That's the fun. Breathing in the idea of clarity. What does that even mean to you? Breathing out, what is being activated? What is stirring in the well of wisdom that makes you you? 2,600 years ago, there was this guy, Siddhartha Gautama, and he was a very empathetic, observant human being. And he recognized, golly, there's a lot of dismay and discomfort and malcontent, i.e. suffering out there in the world. And lo and behold, when I look deeply, I can discern its causes and conditions. Would you look at that? And once I begin to discern the causes and conditions and gain access to understanding, lo and behold, there's some ease that gets introduced. I feel a little empowered, perhaps, and my suffering ends. And one of the ways to really cultivate that ease is something he called the Noble Eightfold Path. Understanding is its beginning. Having an intention to know oneself deeply to alleviate suffering is the basis of a Buddhist practice, which lends itself to having wiser actions and efforts specifically and impeccably in our speech, the way we speak to others and the way we speak to ourselves. And this changes our life and reinforces our capacity to be mindful and concentrated. Friends, that is the Noble Eightfold Path in a nutshell. And I bet you do it all the time as you gain access to clarity. Breathing in clarity. Breathing out, what are its causes and conditions for you? Breathing in clarity. Breathing out, what are the inhibitors? What gets in my way? For me, it is the activation of my righteous self. That's the number one thing that gets right in the way of my clarity. My righteous self, I think if I were to characterize my righteous self, it would look a lot like Jabba the Hutt. Wormy, slimy, drooling, oppressive, gross, large, bellowing, burping. Ugh. There it is. Breathing in clarity. Breathing out, how do I work with my own inner Jabba the Hutt? I don't have any answers. I'm just going to wonder about it. Breathing in clarity. Breathing out, what do I gain? What happens when I have clarity? What do I experience in my body and in my mind? For me, it is a couple of things. One is a sense of ease, a sense of curiosity, a lot of open space. It's almost like when I have clarity and I'm coming to its threshold, it feels like I've planted a door in the middle of one of my pastures. Just a random door in a frame, plunked down into the earth. And when I open the door and I walk through that door into this open field, that's what clarity feels like. Confusion, uncertainty feels like that door itself, but I know just on the other side is clarity. So I have to open it up, walk through that threshold, and there I am. Breathing in clarity. Breathing out. What's coming alive for you? One of the things about deep looking is to cultivate a spirit of playfulness, because if you focus on, say, clarity, and you bring out tools like hammers and saws and axes, and you're trying to chip away and hammer at your clarity and your certainty, it will certainly not come to you. I can guarantee it. This kind of deep looking requires different tools. Tools like a candle or a feather or a flower. Something with a much more gentle presence. The sky and its expansive nature is a place to spend some time with. When you are seeking clarity, spend time with the sky. Because it instills a natural, organic sense of openness, lightheartedness, non-attachment, because we can watch the clouds come and go. Our certainty comes and goes. Our confusion, there it goes. Here it arises, there it goes. And what that means for clarity in general is let it come in its own time and in its own way. By simply bringing it forward, you've invited its presence. And let its presence show itself fully when it is ready. It cannot be forced. So be gentle in your practice. Be curious and playful. Allow yourself to wonder. Breathing in clarity. Breathing out its wisdom in my own mind and heart. Let's take one final breath together as a community, just silently breathing in nice and slow and deep. And breathing out, letting it all go. Okay, let's go ahead and end our beautiful practice with a dedication of merit. And I think I would like to remind us of these Julia-isms that stick in the mind that we've actually made into stickers. And I think the Vipassana practice is simply a wonderful invitation of looking deeply. Would you look at that? Be curious. Would you look at that? And then we can remember to identify what's true and not be worried about it. Wow, I am feeling like garbage today. That is true. What else is true? I'm having a terrible day. I acted unskillfully. That is true and not the whole truth. And all of this leads to the fact that we're not seeking perfection. We're seeking practice because practice makes practice. And then finally, this lends itself to stepping into our day with a reverent approach. And may all these beautiful Julia-isms and stickisms and sayings, may it inspire your Buddha nature. May it inspire the beautiful wisdom of Shantideva's wonderful prayer, the last line. May you remain in your life, recognizing suffering everywhere. And may your presence here, your transformation and healing serve to dispel the misery of the world. Thank you for your beautiful practice, for your impeccable wisdom, for the way you inspire me and everyone here. We'll see you next time, hopefully on Sunday. Namaste.